Hi there, Cancer. Welcome back. Welcome in. This is going to be your guys' April energy update. We're going to see what's going to be coming in for you guys. I was planning on getting these posted last week before Friday, before the 1st, but things don't always go as planned. So here we are on the 3rd, still relevant, still be accurate. We're still in April, so yeah. I'm going to do a Celtic cross with the Wild Unknown Tarot, and then I'm going to be doing, pulling 3 cards from different oracle decks. Spirit, Wild Unknown Spirit Animal Guides, and, sorry, I got very distracted. It looks like my neighbor is moving out of his house. Like they're going through a breakup or something. It's kind of sad. One from the Moonology deck and one from the Work Your Light Oracle. Thank you. Jeez Louise. Alright, so I'm going to be using the singing bowl to clear the energy and connect with everyone who is watching this today so we can get the most accurate and relevant messages for you guys. That being said, you may want to turn it down while I strike the bowl. Just for this portion, I'm not sure how it translates on your guys' end, and I don't want to hurt anyone's ears. So, also, if you want to use the singing bowl time to call on any specific guides that you want to be here for this reading, please do so. The more, the merrier. Alright, here we go. Alright guys, let's get into it. Ooh, let's get into it. Spirit, speak to me and through me for the Cancer Collective. The Cancer is watching this video at this time. What are their current energies, please, Spirit? What's Cancer's current energy? What energy are they in? Their own? Okay, I'll take it. The Chariot. This is Cancer's card. This is an energy of knowing where you're going, paving the path, and getting on your steed and riding to that destination. It's a card of triumph as well. You could have recently had a victory in something. Maybe you're just feeling really good. You could have walked away from something that felt heavy, toxic, whatever, and you're just kind of riding away into the sunset, like leaving that shit behind. I have the deck upside down? No, just that one. Alright, what else is here for Cancer, please? Spirit, what's crossing them at this time? Justice, that's what was crossing Gemini as well. That's interesting. You could be struggling with a partnership. It could have been a partner that you are kind of riding away into the sunset from, kind of leaving certain situations and people in the past. It could be a Libra person. It could just be that there is a Libra person who's presenting a little bit of a challenge for you. Maybe they're pushing back on your ideas or questioning things that you're doing. Something that just doesn't sit right with you. It's not necessarily like super conflict and you guys are going back and forth and head to head. It doesn't have to be like that. It's just there's a little bit of a challenge here is all. This could also be because it is Libra and it's a card of partnership and balance and all things harmonious. You could be just having a little bit of issue finding that within a partnership dynamic. Maybe you're still trying to figure out, maybe dynamics have shifted. Say someone's income has decreased while someone else's has increased, and so now like the dynamics are shifting a little bit, so you're still just trying to find that balance again in your relationship. Alright, the past you have the Sun, the future you have the High Priestess. I mean, okay, the past being the sun, this is all things radiant and vital energy, having a lot of really good energy radiating from within you. This is people looking at you and seeing you glowing. People could even be commenting on how good your skin looks, or just Cancer, oh my God, you're glowing. What are you doing? Those kinds of things. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, this is just really feel good. Laying out in the sun and just soaking up all that warmth and joy and peace. I'm feeling an overwhelming sense of peace about you. Again, if you walked away from a situation or person, job that felt heavy or toxic or just negative in some way, maybe that just the people that you worked with just always bitched about something. It was like they're always complaining about something, and you could have walked away from that. So you're just really just basking in this peaceful energy, I feel like. Future. Near future. Oh, okay. Near future, you have the High Priestess. This is very much Pisces, Cancer energy, very attuned to the moon specifically. Being quite mysterious as well. People might not really know how to read you soon. Maybe you were really open and bubbly and friendly, and you could just be drawing that energy back a little bit. You guys could be going through some phases of kind of outgoingness and then withdrawing. I mean, it could be like a back and forth kind of energy for you. But I see you guys being very tapped in, tuned in, turned on, sort of connected with, I don't know, as Cancers, I feel like you guys always are, but there could be something that you're doing, specifically with the crescent moon, which is coming up in the next few days. It's like a sliver right now. It's getting a bigger crescent. So maybe spend the next few days and then weeks kind of tapping into your intuition. Maybe do a little bit of journaling. Spend some time in the nighttime hours where you can just connect. Try scrying as well, I'm getting. If you don't know what that is, it's when you look into like a mirror. Some people use like a slab of obsidian. It's just completely pitch black. Some people do it in a pitch black room with a mirror. Crystal balls, I think, is another way to do it, but it's essentially just, there's also flame scrying where you stare into a flame to receive images, but I feel like you guys could be opening a new gift. What's the word? One of the clairs, like a clairsentient, clairvoyant, claircognizant, any of those, you could be unwrapping a new gift that you are going to start practicing, and you could be more gifted than you even realize at this time. In your mind space, what you're focusing on right now, the Daughter of Wands, this is an interesting energy. You could have a child, specifically a female child, or just feminine energy, younger, that you could be thinking a lot about. Maybe you're thinking about the future of your children and where they're headed and things like that, just wanting them to thrive. Could be a fire sign child, doesn't have to be. This could also just be you really focused on and thinking about adventures. You could just want to travel. Maybe you want to travel by yourself. It's a very independent energy. Aries, again, we're in Aries season. I don't know if I said that. We're in Aries season right now, so it makes sense that you're feeling this independent fire energy, and maybe you just really want to go on a trip by yourself. Maybe just you and your kids. Something like that is very much in your mind space right now. What is in your subconscious? Not great. You know something needs to end. Or you know that something is ending, whether you want it to or not. This could be the ending that we were talking about up here if you have already walked away from something. your subconscious could just still be processing that. It could still be kind of focused on that ending. It might not feel great. It could be giving you some weird dreams as well, as what I'm hearing. I wouldn't worry about it too much, because endings, I've almost always found endings like this, 10 of Swords, it's like there's nothing left to give. This is dead. Stop putting your energy into this. As soon as you do that, and as soon as you realize that it needs to be let go of, and you do, it opens up just an entire new, bright, shiny, sunshiny, lovely, harmonious world when you stop trying, clinging to these things and breathing life into things that are dead. And I feel like your subconscious is processing some of that. All right, let us see. Advice from Spirit, please. Thank you. External factors. Let's get all 4 cards. The last 4 cards, please, Spirit. Advice. Oh. Alright, let's see what else. Oh, that's too many. So sorry. 2 more cards, please, Spirit. Hopes and fears and the outcome for Cancer, please. Hopes and fears and the outcome, please. Hopes and fears. I don't take flippers. I only take ones that fall on the desk. It's called boundaries. And yes, I even have them with Spirit. Alright, let's see. Hopes and fears, please. For Cancer, hopes and fears. Yeah. They said I should have taken those 2, but that's okay. If they wanted me to take them, they would have made them fall out, right? We were just talking about boundaries. Alright, I'm going to start talking about advice from Spirit while we finish shuffling. Advice from Spirit is the Mother of Wands. Right, there's your hopes and fears. The Mother of Wands. Spirit saying, yes, this energy that you're thinking about, maybe going on trips by yourself, traveling, just having a really grand adventure is what I'm getting. Being a little bit more curious, tapping more into your independent, fiery, Aries energy self. Spirit saying yes, but times 1,000. Do that in the most outwardly, loud, vivacious way you possibly can. I feel like you're going to be very charismatic, so whether you want this to be the case or not, really, that's what's going to happen. It doesn't really matter if you want it to happen or not, whether you want to be seen and noticed, if you want to get a lot of attention, that's what's going to happen. People are noticing you when you walk into a room. They're complimenting you. There could be people wanting to reach out to you and work with you. Things of that nature. I just feel like that you're going to be very magnetic. And Spirit's telling you to embrace it. Absolutely, embrace it and step into it even. Don't try to hold it back, because that's not going to work anymore. Energies around you. You have the Star again, so just... No. Okay. Interesting. Mother, Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck for you guys. All right. External energies. These are forces that have an effect on the outcome of the situation for you. You have the Star. You could be noticing a lot of people around you are getting recognition. They're receiving accolades, maybe even fame. With the way that the internet is these days, anybody can go viral and receive some sort of fame, right? You could just be noticing a lot of that around you. People rising to the occasion. being seen for their talents, tapping into their talents even. There's just, I feel like, a big uptick in people displaying, putting their gifts on display and not really hiding them anymore for fear of being weird or whatever it is. So you could just be noticing more and more people stepping up and stepping into their ownness, their own self. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like being more themselves and being recognized for it. Hopes and fears for you guys. You have the 9 of Wands. I feel like you really want the struggles to be over. You really want to not be the wounded warrior anymore. You're sick of identifying as that person. You're sick of being strong and having to do lesson after lesson and rock bottom after rock bottom to build yourself up and kind of use these adversities and use these challenges to climb your way to the top. I feel like you really just want to take an elevator at this point. Like, can I just go to the top? Can I just be there already? Do I have to keep going through all of these things? The answer is no, you don't. As soon as you decide that you're done dealing with it, or that you recognize all of the lessons and stop putting yourself through these things, because everything is done for us and by us, right? We are the creators of our own reality. So if we keep creating these realities where we are struggling and where we're having to overcome and we're having to fight and we're having to prove and we're having to do all of these things, it really just takes us acknowledging that we're doing it to ourselves and saying, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm choosing a new reality, and then creating your new reality. With that being said, your outcome for this is some sadness and grief. Someone could be passing in your life that's close to you. It could be a pet, I'm hearing, sensing. That could bring a sense of grief and a sense of sadness, maybe even feeling like left out in the cold, or like you're a little bit alone. You could be processing this loss. Maybe it's just now kind of hitting you that you're alone. And while you are really craving independence and adventure, it could just be a little touch of grief mixed in with it for you. I would say it's not anything to be like super worried about or like get down on yourself about, especially after what we were just talking about, is being over all of the ups and downs and the challenges and the whatever, and then having grief be the outcome of this. It's like, oh, you got a unicorn. That's cute. Oh. There could be a pet horse I'm getting that you may have had to let go of. Maybe you couldn't manage the upkeep anymore. It could have gotten too much, or maybe because you want to travel, you feel like they'd be better off if you let someone else raise them, or take care of them. I'm getting, okay. Well, let's read about it, because I have yet to get this card, so. Actually, good point. Let's get the rest of the cards out first. Let's do Work Your Light Oracle. Please, one card for Cancer. What do they need to know at this time? One card for Cancer, please. What additional messages do we have for them, Spirit? What additional messages do we have? Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. All right, one more from Moonology Oracle. These cards are so pretty. I love them. I love all my cards, though. That's why I don't have very many decks, because I only will buy a deck if I like absolutely, and use a deck if I absolutely love it. All right, Spirit, speak to me and through me for the Cancer Collective. What additional messages do we have for them? Oh, interesting. Huh. Okay. Let's start with the wild unknown unicorn. Okay. There it is. Okay. Reconnecting to higher wisdom or divinity. It's difficult to see, hear, or think of a unicorn without immediately questioning if it's real. Did they ever exist? Perhaps long, long ago? The mind answers maybe, or it could be, or no way. This very contemplation explains our relationship with divinity and encapsulates our wavering belief in the unicorn. We wonder what divinity is. We wonder where intuition comes from and if we can really trust it. We think about a higher power, and our mind hesitates between yes, no, and maybe. Is it male or female? Does it have a name? Is it just a feeling? The unicorn card appears and wakes us up to the curiosity about the higher self and the divine. It is a card of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the inexplicability. The mind's eye knows there is something beyond our day-to-day lives, a deeper dimension to our experiences. The mind's eye reaches and reaches and reaches out to grasp for something more. You are the unicorn, and you have begun your quest for answers. The unicorn in the 6th chakra. It's no surprise the subtle essence of the unicorn card resides in the 3rd eye, the exact place from which our unicorn's horn extends. This center is called the Ajna chakra or command center. Ajna chakra. The ancient yogis believed it to be responsible for our intellect, intuition, and deep wisdom. Some say our 2 eyes see the past and the present, while our 3rd eye peers into the future. Wow, I feel like that goes very much hand in hand with this High Priestess card that we're getting. I definitely feel like you could be discovering some gifts and some talents that are of higher power, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's going to feel like a true gift from the divine. I feel like you're exploring more of your divinity, diving more into it. As Cancers, we tend to be naturally very intuitive people. Whether you trust that intuition is one thing, though, and not trusting it. Oh, yeah, definitely tapping into your divinity. All right, here we go with another divination. Your guidance is divinely guided. Akasha exists in the 5th dimension in the Library of Souls. All soul contracts, history, gifts, lessons, and more exist here. Pause to say you might be an Akashic Records reader, or if you're not yet, you could be tapping into that and exploring that and discovering that you have been given the gift of being able to read these records or travel to and explore these records. Okay. We each have access to this information of past, present, and future and can tap into it at any time. While we have free will, there are also points on the timeline of our lives that are predestined or pre-planned. Soul contracts or agreements that were made before incarnating. It could be a company you chose to work for, a relationship you plan to have, or a person you agreed to mentor or help. Whatever it is, know that it is divinely guided and will not bypass you. If you are waiting for a sign to proceed, this card is it. You are likely living out an important part of your soul's journey, and you are exactly where you need to be. This is very exciting indeed. It is time to call in support from your helpers, both in the physical realm and the spirit world. To trust the signs coming, to take note of your dreams, to notice any feelings or visions that you receive, for you are tapping into the wisdom of the Akasha, and you are being given the go-ahead to proceed. Hold your hand over your heart and say, I open myself up to receive the wisdom of the Akasha. I am ready to download any information from my soul's records that is in my highest good and the highest good of all right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I open myself up to receive the wisdom of the Akasha. I am ready to download any information from my soul records that is in my highest good, in the highest good of all right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. And the last card we got is Nothing Will Come of This Situation, Void of Course Moon, which is interesting. I have never gotten this card, never even seen it, so let's see. In the form of astrology known as Hurari, where an astrological chart is cast according to when the question is asked and decoded, a void of course moon means nothing will come of this matter, or this situation will bear no fruit. This may or may not be good news depending on what you are asking. For example, if you're worried about something, whatever it is, this card can be taken as a sign that there's nothing to worry about. However, if you're asking about a new project of any kind, including a relationship, it is a sign to adjust your expectations or change things so you can get a different outcome. Remember, the cards can only predict what you are currently creating. You can change what you both... You can change that with your... That's worded really weird. Okay. And you can change that with your both behavior and beliefs. With both your behavior and beliefs is what I think they meant. Attuned to the moon. I trust in my highest good. The chances of something are diminishing. Additional meanings for this card. The chances of something are diminishing. Something better may be around the corner. That's what we're going to go with. Believe that you will get what you need. Also, yes. Surrender to the divine. Yes. Take time out, meditate, and contemplate. Yes, we're going to take all of those from this card. The main definition of a void of course moon is when the moon won't make a major connection to any of the planets until she enters the next sign. The best thing you can do when you get this card is to chant the Sanskrit words Om Namo. I can't read, you guys. I don't know why they do this to me. Narayani, which mean I surrender to the divine. A void of course moon is a time to just be. Okay, we can do that. We can do that, right? I know I can. Okay, so homework for tonight. Meditate, journal, try to tap into the Akashic records, maybe try a new method of divination, scrying, listening even for messages, visions, anything like that. I would say use these next few days to just dive so deep into all of the mediums, specifically the Akashic records. See if you've never tried, see if you can go and tap into that energy and visit the Akashic records. See what your past and your present and your future hold. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I love you all so very, very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.